Hello guys, bersama saya lagi dalam Alright Nopo Channel. So mungkin anda sudah menonton video ini, mungkin juga belum. Kerana sekali lagi Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Perdana Menteri Malaysia, diberikan penghormatan ya untuk berucap di hadapan ratusan alim ulama daripada pelbagai dunia ataupun negara Islam, sahabat-sahabat semua. Jadi bagi saya ini adalah perkara yang amat-amat membanggakan negara, khususnya ada seorang Perdana Menteri seperti Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim yang begitu dikagumi oleh pemimpin-pemimpin Islam, ulama-ulama Islam ya yang ada dalam negara-negara Islam ini. Jadi sahabat semua, tanpa membuang masa, mari kita bersama-sama ya untuk menonton dan mendengar mesej daripada Perdana Menteri Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim.
It's a pleasure and honor to be associated with this great conference, particularly the initiative taken by the Majlis Ulama under the leadership of Sheikh Al-Azhar, Imam Al-Akbar, because listening to his passionate speech, appealing to the Muslims to wake up in the midst of gross injustice, misunderstanding, and Islamophobia, it appeals to the heart. And it must begin by the scholars, by the elites, the thinking element in the Muslim world. We are facing numerous challenges, unprecedented since the end of imperialism and colonialism against Muslim lands. And yet, as Al-Imam Akbar mentioned, we are still grappling with sectarian strife, with petty differences that weaken our resolve. I am firmly committed to support his call to get Muslims to be on the alert, and think and act as one ummah. So the conference is not something new. It is built on the legacy of engagement in the tradition of the Muslim world to build bridges and strengthen our solidarity with clearly a Quranic injunction. Unity is not a given. It must be cultivated, nurtured, and built. We don't demand uniformity. I'm not a scholar. I'm given this honor because of the respect I have for the Imam to share the other view, to realize the importance of unity and not to deliberate on great theological divide. For the last 1,400 years, we can't resolve some of the contentious issues between various mazhab or mazahib, and I don't think that should lead to our division. And I fully share the sentiment expressed by Sheikh Al-Azhar Sharif, that the unity forms the core, the fundamentals, and respect the differences that we have. Other countries are striving, not only in terms of what the Sharif of the European Union, but we are talking about digital centers and artificial intelligence and energy transition, and we are grappled with some very obsolete, sickening issues that divide us. We are grappled with issues like Islamophobia, unheard of since, as I said, post-Second World War and independence of Muslim societies. Therefore, as is Malaysia, a relatively emerging economy and small country, we certainly support this endeavor. But more importantly is this core will build trust among believers of other religions. We are not here to combat battles with the rest. I recall that for centuries, scholars of different schools of thought have engaged in rigorous, sometimes contentious. Imam Abu Hanifa and Imam Malik differed on their legal interpretations, yet their mutual respect and call for unity never wavered. Al-Ghazali and Ibn Rushd took different philosophical paths, yet both have enriched Islamic civilization. And for those of us who are familiar with Andalusia, the spirit of convivencia, where Muslims, Christians and Jews coexisted, creating an intellectual and cultural renaissance that shaped the world. Here we are beginning with a very important premise, the unity of Muslims to be able to work and coexist with our non-Muslim brothers and give them the new spirit of humanity and compassion and trust, which is a major deficit, including among established political elites in the world. That's precisely the reason why Muslim scholars and intellectuals must take the lead. The South Asian philosopher Allama Muhammad Iqbal have remarked, fight not for interpretations of the truth when the truth itself is in danger. I share Iqbal's sentiments that we should not find ourselves locked in conflict with one another when far greater cases confront us. Crises that threaten not only the integrity of our societies and the Ummah, Gaza and Palestine, but the very moral and intellectual foundations of our civilization. Again, I reiterate, sectarianism today is not only a theological issue, but a political and digital battleground. The cyber world has become an arena where even takfiri ideologies are intensifying divisions. If you are to rebuild trust, we must accept and acknowledge that some of us or the governments that we endorse are part and parcel of this problem. We have therefore to engage, cultivate the ethics of dialogue, and build the no only tasammuh, but trust amongst one another. And as advised by Shaykh al-Akbar, do not interfere, enforce, and disrupt the stability of our societies in our countries. So, tasammuh, ikhtilaf, pluralism, the ethics of disagreement must be promoted. This has been feasible largely because Sunni Islam has for centuries, in our context in Malaysia, has built that new society to avoid sectarianism, to understand the need to tolerate, even in what is now considered to be a multiracial, multireligious country. So let us respect the sovereignty of each nation, acknowledging that their policies are guided by specific realities and imperatives within their borders. We cannot attempt to foist one model upon one another, and we must not invite discord, particularly in our relations with Muslim nations and societies. And I am, of course, touched when the Shaykh al-Azhar al-Sharif referred to Palestine in a very passionate way. They have faced dispossession, colonialism, occupation, and systemic injustice. Their struggle is a stark reminder of one of the consequences of division, weakness of the Ummah. The Muslim world must show solidarity, and I must commend King Hamad of Bahrain, together with the Arab colleagues, have shown this new spirit of unity, which we in the far land, in the Ghuraba, would rejoice to see that sort of sense of unity. And we, of course, support the initiative by Saudi Arabia to organize another conference following the one we had in Qahira for the Muslim world. Governments to try and get a real consensus to deal with this issue. Next is, of course, we must reflect the future of our neighbors in dire need for reconciliation, including Syria. The Council of Elders must deal and give advice and guidance representing all sectors. The emerging signs of reconciliation and peace building offer not only hope for the Syrian people, but also an opportunity for the entire Ummah. The road to recovery will be long and filled with challenges, but it also represents a chance to demonstrate that not only do we need to unite, but we need to showcase the ability for the Ummah to convey the sense and the spirit of humanity, compassion, transcending religions and nations. Let history record that through action, integrity, unwavering commitment, we are truly one Ummah with one shared purpose and destiny. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.